Okay, 42 is another great example of we just got to talk about it. So here we go. Okay, we look up. It shows three graphs. One is F prime, one is F double prime, one is F itself. They don't tell you which is which. You have to figure it out. Okay? So there's no steps to this problem. It's just start looking for things that might help. The reference sheet is extremely valuable at this moment to help you understand this. We just finished saying that F prime is a bunch of dots where every y value is the slope of F. So answer this question. If you're looking at a graph, you're trying to find the slope of that graph, hands up. What is the easiest kind of slope to find on a graph? Hands up. Like any graph. Point I always go to first because it's the easiest place to recognize the slope. Where's that, Olivia?
0.
So if I can find a slope of 0, that's easy to identify. How many knew that? 2 more. So look at graph 1. Whoa.
No.
Motion sickness. Look at graph 1. Just raise your hand if you could. I'm not going to ask you to come to the board. But raise your hand if you could come to the board and point to the spot where the slope of graph 1 is 0. Hands up. Like I'm going to start by thinking maybe this is F. Raise your hand if you could tell me, where does F have a slope of 0? Okay, so 2 points if your hand is raised. We'll try Paisley. All you do, Paisley, is I'm going to trace. You say stop when you hit the right spot. It's very exciting. Getting more and more tense.
Stop.
Nice. Okay. Question. Okay, so look, on your reference sheet, there's a definition. It's called a critical point. It says any function has a critical point when that function's slope is 0 or undefined. So we have just discovered that F has a critical point at this x coordinate, whatever that x coordinate is. F has a, if that's F, that would have a critical point at that spot. Okay? So you're good there. Now, that means that the graph of F prime should have something happening at that spot as well. So if this is F, and F has a slope of 0 right there, which it does, that would be a critical point on F. But that would mean that the corresponding F prime graph would have something different happening at that same x coordinate. Who knows what the heck I'm talking about? Hands up. There we go. So if F has a slope of 0 there, what does F prime have at that same x coordinate? Let's go, Audrey.
Wouldn't F prime be touching x equals 0?
Y equals 0, but yeah.
Or y equals 0.
So I look here and I say, hey, at this spot, the slope of F is 0. That means that the the F prime graph has to have a y value of 0 at that same x. Neither of these graphs have a y coordinate of 0. That doesn't work. Like that can't work. This cannot be F. Because the other two, neither one of them would be F prime. We need to talk about that. Okay, cool. So we got to pick somewhere else. So clear that off. So I would make a note that number 1 is not F. I not F, that's weird. Okay. So we pick another one. Using that, who can tell me which one is possibly F? It's either 2 or 3. 1 isn't. Hands up. Just using that same idea, who can tell me which one, 2 or 3, appears to be at least a possibility for F? It's pretty Pretty good. Let's go, Emmy.
3.
So if I go to 3, tell me where you want me to stop as 2 points if your hand was raised. Do like Paisley, Emmy. Say stop when you want me to stop.
I know that these numbers multiply together give me 30. So I write 30 right here. I write 30 right here.
Stop.
And I list out.
So right there, the slope of this graph would be 0. And right there, the y-coordinate of number 2 would also be 0. So far, that works. So far, that works. We got to keep checking, but so far, so good. Questions? Okay, so question 22 talks about critical points. The definition is f has a critical point when the slope of f is 0, which is occurring at x equals 0. So f has a critical point at x equals 0 because f at x equals 0 has a slope of 0. Now, we can find that critical point a little quicker by saying f has a critical point at x equals 0 because f prime at x equals 0 is 0. So you can find the critical point on f doing this, or you can find the critical point on f doing this. In question 22, you have to use this method because you don't have a graph of f. Questions? Whoa. Hands up, everybody. I just said f has a critical point at x equals 0 because at x equals 0, f prime is 0. Does that mean f prime also has a critical point at x equals 0? Hands up. So I just said, in this example where we're calling this f and this f prime, I said that f has a critical point at x equals 0 because f prime has a value of value of 0 at x equals 0. Does that mean that f prime also has a critical point at x equals 0? Hands up. This is exactly how the test goes. Like, you have to just keep reasoning through the definition and see if it's going to fit. Kennedy?
No.
Kennedy said no. Please raise your hand if you agree with Kennedy. 2 points. The definition is the function has a critical point if the slope of the function is 0. At this spot, the slope of f prime is definitely not 0. Therefore, f prime does not have a critical point at x equals 0. We are simply using f prime to determine the critical point on f. Questions? Okay, so let's keep going. So far, so good. We've got to check other spots. Let's see, f. Is there anywhere else where f has a slope of 0? That would be a good place to check. Hands up. Hands up. Is there anywhere else where f has a slope of 0? Best you can tell. There we go. Let's go, Ramsey, please. So 2 points if your hand was raised. Say stop, Ramsey, when I hit a place where f has a slope of 0.
Stop.
So right there, slope of f is 0. And good news, value of f prime is also 0. That's looking really good. Question. I'll probably do one more thing to just kind of double check. I would say, is there anywhere where f prime has a slope of 0? Hands up. Is there anywhere where f prime has a slope of 0? Hands up. Anywhere where f prime has a slope of 0? 2 points if your hand is raised. Christian, you say stop when I hit the spot on f prime where the slope of f prime is 0.
I look at the expert in the 30 that I need, and what's 1 close 30?
Stop.
It can't
So right there, I would need to see if f double prime has a value of 0, and it does. So that's good news. There was another one over here, and that matched up. That's looking pretty good. I'd feel comfortable with that. So correct answer is 2, 3, 1. Please. Ah! That was embarrassing. 3, 2, 1. That's what I meant. Cool. Please.
If you hadn't done that last step, like checking the slope of F prime, would it be possible that instead you were looking at, like instead of F and F prime, 3 was F prime, or yeah, 3 was F prime and 2 was F double prime? Does that make sense?
So let's start over. You want to do what?
Like if you hadn't checked the slopes of F prime to make sure that the first line was F double prime, could it be possible that instead of looking at F and F prime, you were looking at F prime and F double prime?
Oh, true, yes. Because,
So you have to check all 3.
yes, F is to F prime in exactly the same way that F prime is to F double prime. So you could easily have that mix up. You didn't check all 3. Perfect. 2 more. Yeah. Cool.